right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all the honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors and respect to the elders and to the apostles, a great millstone. Peace and blessing to all Akim that are preaching and teaching this word with 100% truth and sincerity, and unto the men, women, and children that are listening and learning, and unto the Bayat Adawadah, the elect house of David that is scattered abroad, I give you my utmost and sincere salutations. Okay? Sunday evening camp. Lord willing, that'll be edifying. So I'm going to go ahead and get right into it. Okay, this is going to be the book of Habakkuk. Salakia, let me get there quicker. It's going to be the book of Habakkuk, chapter 1. Okay. It's going to be Habakkuk chapter 1 verse 4, and it says, "Therefore the law is slacked." Okay? Okay, this wicked place, Babylon, okay, the law is slacked, which means that they don't enforce the law that is within this book. Okay? They go about their own understanding, the laws and philosophies of man. Okay? And they allow, and from what what we've been seeing, if you've been staying vigilant and watching through current events, this whole thing with the Rainbow Crew, trying to force their ideologies and their ways on other people to accept them, and of course, the whole thing about sexualizing children within the school curriculum, and amongst other things like things going on with Joe Biden and his son Hunter, about doing some illegal business, as well as amongst other things that's been going on. You see, people, these wicked people, they be doing things behind the scenes. They be doing backdoor deals, underhanded tactics. The people of this land, the heathen of this land, they're starting to wake up and realize that the governments, they don't give a damn about them. And the Democrats, and a lot of them being our people, the Israelites, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, and the speckled bird, a lot of them are starting to realize that voting for Biden has done them no good at all whatsoever. Okay? We're supposed to not put our trust in man. We're supposed to put our trust in the Lord. Proverbs 3 and 5. Once again, trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not into thine own understanding. Okay? But our people refuse to adhere to that. Okay? They refuse to trust in the power. Okay? They would rather put their trust in the world, in the man of the world. Okay? And look where that's got us. It's done nothing but cause us grief after grief after grief. All right, Habakkuk 1 and 4. "Therefore the law is slacked, and judgment doeth never go forth. For the wicked doeth compass about the righteous. Therefore wrong judgment proceedeth." Okay, because we got wicked people in high places that are running things around here. Okay, they get away with shit. Okay, but the righteous have to suffer for trying to stand up to do the right thing and to speak the truth. Okay. Isaiah chapter 5 verse 20. Woe unto them that call good evil and evil good. Right? And that's how it is here in this society. Okay? That's the thing, is like you have the higher ups, they're purposely collapsing the system. And they said that the Fed now is going to officially go forth on the 1st of July. Okay? So cash is going to be done away with by the beginning of July. Because they're purposely trying to crash the system. Okay? They want the people, and there's also talks about cyber attacks from within and from and from the out, you know. So, you know, they got these billionaires, CEOs, and all these people that are up in high places. They want the system to crash. Okay, they know it's coming. They're getting ready for it, but as for everyone else, they're trying to keep it quiet. They're telling everybody through the media that it's gonna be okay. We'll find a way, right? And you know, once they shut down the grid, whenever that's gonna happen, but it's gonna happen. You know, what are people gonna do without electricity, running water? You know, what are they gonna do? They said it's gonna be a very hot summer, so no AC. You're gonna be suffering in this heat. Okay, so verse 5, Habakkuk 1 and 5, it says, "Behold ye among the heathen, and regard and wonder marvelously. For I will work a work in your days which ye will not believe, though it be told you." Okay? So the Yahweh B'Shem Ashai is going to work a work in your days in these last days that you will not believe, though it be told you, you know? Roughly paraphrasing in Ezekiel, you know, a prophet. Then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them. Okay? They will soon realize that the men out here on the highways and byways, as well as putting up lessons on the social media platforms, that we've been speaking the truth the entire time, and that these people are going to be so dumbfounded and stupid, and just they're going to feel like, you know, a bunch of dumbasses for not listening in the first place. When we've been warning them for years that America is going to collapse. Verse 6, "For lo, I raise up the Chaldeans, that bitter and hasty nation, which shall march through the breadth of the land to possess the dwelling places that are not theirs." Verse 7, "They are terrible and dreadful, their judgment and their dignity shall proceed of themselves." Okay? So talking about these troops, man. You know, when martial law is declared, okay, these troops are going to come in like a flood, man. These are men of war. These men they're not going to show no mercy to anybody. And if I remember correctly in the Insurrection Act, that when the military takes over, you know, if you disobey a direct order, I believe they have the right to put you down. Okay? The martial law, that's not a game. Okay? These soldiers are not going to play with you. Okay? Verse 8, "Their horses are swifter than leopards, and are more fierce than the evening wolves, and their horsemen shall spread themselves, and their horsemen shall come from afar. They shall fly as the eagle that hasteth to eat." Talking about their military jets. Okay? Verse 9, "They shall come all for violence. Their faces shall sup up as the east wind, and they shall gather the captivity as the sand." Okay? You can also think of this as, you know, China. Because China, you have the Chinese are 100 miles from the coast of America. They're in Cuba. Okay? And you also have, you got foreign spies from within. Okay? The Chinese, they're moving in, slowly but surely. Okay? They're just waiting for the right moment to capitalize, along with Russia. Okay? You know, Moab think he got next, but no, he don't. But the Lord is going to use Moab to take out a lot of these people, because right now America is so spread thin of their military soldiers and resources that where this country is pretty much left wide open to get taken. Okay, it's going to be the book of 2 Peter. It's going to be 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 9. And it says, "The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long-suffering to us we're not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. Okay? So just because the Lord doesn't slack, okay? He's got some for everybody that goes against him. It may not happen right then and there. It may not happen the day after tomorrow. It may not even happen during that particular week or month, but it's gonna come, okay? Everybody's got something coming for him. Everybody has to answer. In fact, the next verse, verse 10, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night. Okay? And when you look up the word night in the blue letter, it goes into a time of moral stupidity. Okay? When people are just completely ignorant. Okay? Thinking that nothing's really going to happen. That's where the Lord's going to catch you unaware. That's the element of surprise. And that's the game that China is playing right now with America. It's going to catch them by the element of surprise. That's why they're lying low right now. They're just waiting for the right moment. Okay? Now it says here, second, yep, there we go. And it says, shall come, okay, verse 10, 2 Peter 3 and 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. Okay? So, talking about, the elements melting with fervent heat. Talking about those ICBMs, those intercontinental ballistic missiles, that thermonuclear fire. Think about it, man. When those missiles hit this place, it's going to level everything. The mountains, okay, the lakes, the rivers, the ponds, the civilization. It's going to level everything. Nothing is going to be standing here. Hell, even if you go into a bunker, the shockwave from those explosions is going to be so powerful. It's going to shake the very foundation. Okay, so even if you have a bunker that's underneath all of that dirt, rubble, and all that, it's going to shake everything to the point where it could literally shake all that weight and crush down on top of that bunker, and then you'd be stuck in there with no air, or you'll just be ultimately crushed to death or suffocate, whichever. So, you can't escape this judgment unless you are of the elect. It's that simple. Verse 11, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? Okay? So what manner of person ye ought to be, man? And during this grace period, what manner of person ye ought to be? Okay? You have to really think about that, man. Like, what person are you supposed to be, concerning the truth? You're supposed to be, supposed to repent and return back unto Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Okay? We're supposed to, as the scriptures say, come up out of her, my people. Talking about leaving this society's, vain philosophy and abominable ways behind, man. Leave this shit behind. Okay? And return unto this word. Okay, this is the true way. This is the true way. Okay? There is no other way but the Lord's way. Okay, it says, verse 12, looking forward, hasting unto the coming of the day of the Most High, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. 13, nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. Okay? Verse 14, wherefore, beloved, seeing that ye look for such things, be diligent that ye may be found of him in peace, without spot and blameless. Okay? So, even during this time, as of right now, before all hell breaks loose, we are to be without spot and blameless, okay? We are to, refrain ourselves and abstain from these worldly lusts, man, that could lead to us getting into trouble, Not just in this world, but in trouble with the Most High, okay? When he calls, you know, he demands that you answer. But if you don't, you know, you have to pay for it. Okay? That's why the Lord says, you know, you can't, you know, when you hear this truth, man, you know, let me get it. Let's see, Proverbs 1. Oh, goodness. Proverbs chapter 1. Proverbs chapter 1, verse, there we are. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 20. Actually, I'm going to start at verse 20. And it says, wisdom crieth without. She uttereth her voice in the streets. Okay? That's the prophets. Okay? Because we're the ones that were gifted by the Lord to have this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and to preach to our people, but mainly to the scattered sheep, the elect. Okay? Because this isn't for everybody. Not all of Israel is going to get this. Only the 1/3. Okay? Verse 21. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the opening of the gates, in the city she uttereth her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? Okay? By simple ones, talking about, you know, about how stupid, like, you know, stupid ones love simplicity, stupidity. Okay? And that chief place is talking about right here, America. All right, so how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity, and the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge? So again, the scorners delight in their scorning. You know, these prideful ass people. Every time they see us out here on the highways and byways, you know, they mock and scoff, make fun of us, talk shit, say all manner of evil against us for the Lord's sake. You know, 1 Corinthians the chapter 4, I believe it says that you know, that we be fools for Hamashiach's sake. Okay, we be fools for Hamashiach's sake. Okay, so we are to be, you know, being out here, we have to suffer the humiliation, knowing that we got the truth, and we have to realize that, you know, this. We have to realize that these people are in darkness, man. We are surrounded by nothing but darkness, just pure wickedness, man. All right, verse 23. It says, turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. Verse 24, because I have called and ye refused, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. So, you know, though our people, you know, when he stretched out his hand, meaning, you know, through his prophets, you know, calling out unto you to get this word, you know, it's like, you know, hold on a second, excuse me here. There we go. But, you know, when they call out to you, you know, if you ignore the prophets, man, you're basically ignoring Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, because he is speaking to you through the prophets, man. And you take no regard of, you know, you take one look at the men out there on the highways and byways and just like, yeah, like, or like, you know, those guys are weird. Why are they wearing those weird garments or whatever it is that they're wearing? And what are they doing with the Bible and saying all these weird things? You know, you question yourself about these things, or you pay no attention to it altogether, and then you come later to find out what these men have been saying comes to pass, and they were telling the truth. But hey, it's going to be to your own destruction because you chose not to listen. And that's where, Slovakia. Trying to get a good angle here because the sun is pretty bright right now. All right, so going back to okay, again. Okay, so this is Proverbs 1:25, and it says, "But ye have set at naught all my counsel; it would none of my reproof." So, like I said, you chose not to listen, so therefore, you're gonna have to you're gonna have to pay for that. Because if one thing, the Lord does not like being ignored. Okay. Verse 26 says, "I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh." Okay, so when all hell breaks loose, with this upcoming thing with this, this upcoming thing with the, the whole thing with the blackouts, the power grid going down. When that happens, like once again, people are not gonna know what to do because they won't have no electricity, no running water, no AC. So you're gonna have to suffer in this very, very hot summer. And not only that, but banks are gonna be shut down, ATMs will be closed. So if you don't have no money on hand or cash on hand, you can't get shit because you can't use your debit card because that's electricity, right? So how are you going to be able to get shit? You have to resort to theft, and that's going to only cause crime rates to go up. People are going to get desperate, and the Lord's going to laugh at that because now He's taking away your comfort. Verse 27, "When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you." Verse 20, "Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer." So just like how you ignored Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is going to ignore you. "They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me." Verse 20, for that they hated knowledge, it did not choose the fear of the Lord. Okay, as the scriptures say, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, right? So you chose not to fear the Lord, so now the Lord is going to make you fear Him. He's going to give you a reason to be afraid. But at the same time, it's going to be too late because you had your chance. Okay, verse 30. "They would none of my counsel, and they despised all my reproof." Okay, so you chose not to listen to the prophets, and you would not listen to correction. Okay, so you decided to mock and scoff. You chose to mock and scoff. Okay. You chose to do whatever the hell you wanted, believed in whatever the hell you wanted, and you chose to listen to those wacky-tacky Christian pastors and also follow these other Israelite groups that don't have 100% of the truth, but change the word to fit their own agendas. Verse 31, "Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way and be filled with their own devices." Verse 32, "For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them." So, as that saying goes, you reap what you sow, right? Or your actions have consequences. Well, your actions were that you chose to ignore the prophets, and because of that, you reap what you sow. Now the Lord is going to ignore you in the time of your calamity. Okay, when you're in distress and you're just having a hard time, and you're just praying and begging for the Most High to help you, well, that help's not going to come. You're going to be miserable. Okay. while those that chose to fear the Lord and to keep his ways to the best of their ability, you know, those are going to be ones that are going to be comforted in the time of calamity. Okay? Verse 33, it says, but whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely and shall be quiet from fear of evil. Okay? So in that time, the prophets are going to have their mouth shut. They're not going to explain anything to you. They're not going to tell you why this is all happening. You know, just like how, we're basically going to be laughing at you, just like how you're laughing at us, because we're out here trying to tell you what's going on. But you know, you act like we're just a bunch of clowns that don't know what we're talking about. So, you know, and it's just mind-boggling how so many of our people are all into Instagram, trying to look good and build themselves up and say, oh, I'm self-made, I did it all by myself. I said, no, you're nothing. Now, when the Lord takes away all those comforts and takes away your takes away all these freaking these pleasures that, you know, that you use to make yourself somewhat popular or whatnot, you know, just know that there's gonna come a time where all that shit will be gone. It's gonna become like Mad Max, The Purge, and so many other post-apocalyptic movies out here. It's gonna get bad, and yet you people refuse to see it. Okay, this is gonna be the book of Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes, let's look. Chapter 8, verse 11. Ecclesiastes 8 and 11, and it says, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Okay? Like I said before, just because it doesn't happen right away, or the day after tomorrow, that doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It's going to happen when the Lord, like I said, shall come as a thief in the night. The element of surprise. Catch you when you least expect it. Okay? So the Lord basically says, okay, I got you. Keep that same energy, but I got you. All right? Now, verse 12, though a sinner do evil 100 times and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear the Most High, which fear before him. So it will go well with those that fear Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, okay? Because in verse 12, or verse 13, it says, but it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he fears not the power. Okay? So it's not going to be well with the wicked. And the wicked not only goes in Esau, Edom, but also the 2/3 of our own people as well. And the other heathen nations that have done wickedly. Okay? Verse 14, there is a vanity which is done upon the earth, that there be just men unto whom it happeneth according to the work of the wicked. Again, there be wicked men to whom it happeneth according to the works of righteous. I said that this also is vanity. Okay, so again, you know, what happeneth to the just is according to the work of the wicked, and what happens to the wicked is according to the work of righteousness. Okay. So if the wicked does wrong to the righteous, okay, the righteous will get back at the wicked, you know. As the Lord said, you know, vengeance is mine, I shall repay, okay. And also, roughly paraphrasing, offend not these little ones, okay. You have to understand, Israel is the lot of the Lord's inheritance. He that touches you touches the apple of his eye. Okay? We are precious in the sight of the Lord, man. He chose us. We're his people, his nation. So think about that, man. All right, I'm going to go to Romans chapter 3. Romans chapter 3, verse 10. And it says, as it is written, there is none righteous, no, not one. 11, there is none that understandeth, there is none that seeketh after the Most High. Verse 12, they are all gone out of the way, they are together become unprofitable. There is none that doeth good, no, not one. Okay, verse 13, their throat is as an open sepulchre, with their tongues they have used deceit and poison as of asps is under their lips. Verse 14, whose mouth is full of cursing and bitterness. Verse 15, their feet are swift to shed blood. 16, destruction and misery are in their ways. Verse 17, and the way of peace have they not known. Okay. Verse 18, there is no fear of the power before their eyes. So that's talking about that's talking about the wicked, and mainly the 2/3, you know, because 2/3, they like to play hand in hand with the oppressor. They want to be that good old step and fetch it, go get it servant. Okay. There's no, because the 2/3 of our own people, there's no understanding in them as well. Some of them may have a zeal, but it's not a full, complete understanding. They still hold on to that plantation Christianity mindset. Okay, and their feet, they're swift to shed blood. They're quick to take a life. And destruction and misery are in their ways, man. Because in their ways they do not prosper. They just get worse and worse and worse. And they don't fear the power at all. They don't fear Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. That's why they're gonna get fucked up. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm gonna go down, start to I'm gonna get Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 18. Skipped it. Proverbs 18 and 20. Proverbs 18 and 21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. Okay, so death and life are in the power of the tongue. So the words you speak, they can lead to life or they can lead to death, and they that eat the fruit thereof, meaning if you speak wickedly, you're going to eat the fruits of death, and ultimately your latter end is destruction. And eat the fruits of life, you live, That's why you gotta learn to choose your words wisely when you're dealing with people, man, because you never know. Because words are power. Words can hurt people. They can lift people up. They can destroy people. They can cause wars. Words are power. Okay. Go to Isaiah 5 and 20. once again, Isaiah 5:20. And it says, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight. Okay? And that's what this land is, man. It seems like evil is good and good is evil. Like trying to do the right thing is bad here. Okay? And you're seeing that every day as things continue to increase. And we got woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight. Okay? That goes into pride, man. When you think you know something, really you don't. Okay? These people that think that they're wise, they're really not. They're foolish. They know nothing. Sure, they have worldly knowledge, but you know, it's foolishness to the Most High. Okay. Get Isaiah 45:16. Isaiah 45:16, and it says, they shall be ashamed and also confounded, all of them. They shall go to confusion together that are makers of idols. Okay? And once we said before, you know, thou shalt not have any other gods before me, right? So they will be ashamed and they'll be confounded. And you know, they shall go to confusion together that are makers of idols. So, you know, believing in these false gods made of wood and stone, these philosophy of men, these ideologies, you know, and smoking weed and, you know, and all this other stuff, science. These are all worldly philosophies, okay? These are of the world. They're not of the Lord, man. This knowledge, wisdom, understanding right here is not of this world. It never was. It's just that you have these man-made religions that twisted this word into a lie, and they've added and they've taken from the book. And those who add and take over from the book, the plagues of this book shall come upon them. Thus saith the Bible, excuse me. Okay, let's see. Isaiah chapter 41. Slovakia, hold on. Isaiah 41:29. And it says, Isaiah 41:29, it says, behold, they are all vanity. Their works are nothing. Their molten images are wind and confusion. Okay? Wind and confusion. Okay? They are nothing and they are confusion. Okay? They throw you off from the righteous path. Okay? Let's see. Now I'm going to get Proverbs again. It's going to be chapter 28. Proverbs 28:2. Proverbs 28:2, it says, for the transgression of the land, many are the princes thereof, but by a man of understanding and knowledge, the state thereof shall be prolonged. Okay? Now I'm going to drop down to verse 4. They that forsake the law praise the wicked, but such as keep the law contend with them. Okay, so we contend with those that are against the law, statutes, and commandments that come out of this book. Okay, they contend with us. They'll try to debate with us, trying to prove us wrong, that we don't know the scriptures, when we're the ones that Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua instilled with the knowledge to preach to them what is right. But they're not going to listen because they're of the world. Okay? Like I said, you got all these different philosophies, different religions. They're all man-made. Okay? They are all man-made. And you know, us Hebrew, they say that, you know, the Hebrew Israelites, they say that our religion, what we believe in, doesn't have a name. Well, it doesn't have to have a name. Okay? What we believe in is in this book, which is just to follow the law, statutes, commandments as we are supposed to. Okay? It's that simple. Okay? We are not... Oh. I just had a script that came to mind. Let's see. Let me finish this real quick here. This is Proverbs 28, verse 5. Evil men understand not judgment, and they don't. But they that seek the Lord understand all things. Okay? For us that seek the Lord, because the Lord gave us this knowledge, wisdom, understanding for free. Okay? Study 2 Timothy 2:15. Study to show thyself approved unto the power. Our workman needeth not being ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Okay? So the Lord told us to study to show ourselves approved. Okay? Study. Be diligent in your research. Okay? Study the scriptures. Break down the scriptures. Find out the, you know, understand the parables. And, you know, also look up the secular history and correlate it with the Bible. Okay? Because it all fits together. It's all one big puzzle. Okay? In verse 6, it says, better is the poor that walketh in his uprightness than he that is perverse in his ways, though he be rich. Okay? So it's better to be poor and have integrity than to be perverse and have a lot of money. Because, see, money is not the root of all evil. It's the love of money. And nowadays, people kill just for a damn penny or a dollar. Okay? Verse 7, whoso keepeth the law is a wise son, but he that is a companion of riotous men shameth his father. Okay? Riotous. People that like to stir up trouble, you know, cause confusion, and, you know, mislead people. You know, in fact, let me see if I can find this in Psalms. Please, Lord, let me find it. Psalms chapter 1, verse 1. There we go. It says, blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. Okay? So blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. So, pretty much, we don't want to have nothing to do. I mean, you're blessed if, you know, you're blessed if you separate yourselves from those that, you know, that are of the world, man. You know, blessed is them, like I said, you know, just we separate ourselves from the people who are all about this world, like smoking weed or being rebellious in any way, shape, or form, you know, doing stupid shit that they know is going to get them in trouble. You know, the best thing to do is just to avoid those people. Sure, they may be cool with you, but you have to remember, if you have this knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and you try to tell it to them, but they refuse to believe, you know, you're supposed to cut those people off. And I'm speaking to myself first and foremost. You know, and what I'm saying is, you know, I mean, especially if they're your co-workers, you know, the best thing to do is just, you know, not speak this truth to them, because you can tell just by how the way they act and carry themselves that this ain't for them. They're not going to get it. But, you know, the best thing you can do is just deal with them wisely, which is mainly by, you know, just avoid dealing with them altogether if you can. But, you know, we are to live peaceably among all men. Okay? because we're not to try to stir up any strife or any war. Okay. I'm gonna go to Ephesians. This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 5. Slack here. Okay, yeah, that was Ephesians, selected. Ephesians 5 and 9. And it says, for the fruit of the Spirit is in all goodness and righteousness and truth. Verse 10, proving what is acceptable unto the Lord. And verse 11, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. Okay? So by being in this truth and having this knowledge and wisdom, you know, we are to reprove those that are still in the world, man, because they know not what they do. Say they have no knowledge to do good, but they have knowledge to do evil. And that's the majority of our people. You can't tell Jake shit. You know, as it says back in Exodus, I think it was the 32nd chapter. I'm gonna see if I can get it real quick here before I come finish reading Ephesians. Exodus 32 and 9. Okay, and it says Exodus 32 and 9. Slakia. Okay, Exodus chapter 32, verse 9, and it says, and the Lord said unto Moses, I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people. And the word stiff-necked means stubborn. Okay? And it says here, verse 10, now therefore let me alone, that my wrath may wax hot against them, and that I may consume them, and I will make thee a great nation. Okay? So Yahweh Hashem Yahushai's anger, his wrath is waxing hot right now against the nation of Israel. Why? Because we are the ones that was given the covenant and the law. So the more that we rebel, the more angry Yahweh Hashem Yahushai gets. But also, the Lord is angry with the wicked every day, roughly paraphrasing. He's angry with Esau Edom for what he has done unto his people and his nation and his reputation. Okay? Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is angry with everything that's going on in this world in general. But mainly, he's upset with the wicked, Esau Edom, and the 2/3 of our people that refuse to hearken unto the prophets. Okay, now I'm going to go back to Ephesians. Ephesians 5 and 12. For it is a shame even to speak of those things which are done of them in secret. Verse 13, but all things that are reproved are made manifest by light. For whatsoever doth make manifest is light. Okay? So eventually everything's going to come to light. The truth about everything's going to come out. Everything, it all comes to light because Yahweh Shem Shai knows everything of what you have done and what you're going to do and what you're doing. Okay, you cannot escape his eye. You cannot escape his view. Okay, let me get trying to look for that script. Slocky, give me a minute. Alright, let me Slocky, give me a second. Okay, this is Sirach chapter 39, starting at verse 1. And it says, "But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecies." Okay, so we have to humble ourselves and submit ourselves unto this word. And as the scriptures say, meditate thereupon day and night, and be occupied in prophecies. Okay, that's what we're supposed to be doing, is keep our mind occupied in prophecies and not being distracted by, distracted by the ways of this world, because roughly paraphrasing the book of Matthew, straight is the way and narrow is the gate, and there be few that walketh in it. Okay, so that is not only talking about a physical sense, but it's also talking about a mental sense as well, because you have to realize that all these pleasures or things that you find, pleasing or that put you at ease, they're all going to be taken away. All these comforts are going to be taken away. So that means you got to have your mind focused on just Yahweh Shem Shai first and foremost. And physically, you have to refrain yourself from doing something that could be a snare and get you in trouble or get you caught, ultimately get you killed. Okay? Verse 2, "He will keep the sayings of the renowned men, and where subtle parables are, he will be there also." Verse 3, "He will seek out the secrets of grave sentences and be conversant in dark parables." Okay? Talking about that manner of holy conversation, right? Then, again, what manner of person ye ought to be in holy conversation, right? You have to understand, when knowing what time it is, man, you have to separate yourself from these people in the way of this society. You have to act differently, because once you're in this truth, you're never going to be the same person. You're not. Verse 4, "He shall serve among great men and appear before princes, and he will travail through strange countries, for he hath tried the good and the evil among men." Okay? And verse 4, he will give his heart to resort early to the Lord that made him, and will pray before the Most High, and will make open his mouth in prayer and make supplication for his sins. Okay? Verse 6, and when the great Lord will, he shall be filled with the spirit of understanding. He shall pour out wise sentences and give thanks unto the Lord in his prayer. Okay? So, by dedicating ourselves to the Lord, man, we're contending with, we're gonna go through hell. We're gonna be tested. Okay? I'm gonna go back to verse 4. It says, he shall serve among great men and appear before princes, and he will travail through strange countries, for he hath tried the good and the evil among men. Okay? There's good and evil amongst people, amongst everybody, right? And that's something that we have to deal with. And we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna be served among great men. We're servants in this land among great men. Men that have high positions, positions of authority. Okay. Let's see here. We go to and this is Sirach chapter 40, starting at verse 1. It says, great travail is created for every man, and an heavy yoke is upon the sons of Adam, from the day that they go out of their mother's womb till the day that they return to the mother of all things. Okay? Verse 2, their imagination of things to come, and the day of death, trouble, their thoughts, and the cause of fear of heart. Verse 3, from him that sitteth on the throne of glory, unto him that is humbled in earth and ashes, and from him that weareth purple and a crown, unto him that is clothed with a linen frock, wrath and envy, trouble and unquietness, fear of death and anger and strife, and in this time of rest upon his bed, his night's sleep do change his knowledge. Okay, verse 6, a little or nothing in his rest, and afterward he is in his sleep as in a day of keeping watch, trouble in the vision of his heart, as if he were escaped out of a battle. Okay? So great travail is created for every man. Okay? That day of great tribulation, which is going to try the whole world, man. Everyone in the whole world. Okay? You're not going to have no ease of mind. But if you have this, Isaiah, the book of Isaiah, chapter 33, verse 6, thy wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and the strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure, right? So, during that great travail, man, it doesn't matter whether you're rich, poor. It doesn't matter what you look like, what you're wearing, what you're doing. Like the Lord said back in verse 1, great travail is created for every man, and a heavy yoke is upon the sons of Adam, from the day that they go out of their mother's womb to the day that they return to the mother of all things. So from the day that you're born, you're gonna go through some things until the day that till the day that you die. Okay? So having all these things upon your mind, about that great travail. Let's see, I'm going to go to Sirach chapter 40, verse 7. It says, when all is safe, he awaketh and marveleth that the fear was nothing. Verse 8, such things happen unto all flesh, both man and beast, and that is sevenfold more upon sinners. Verse 9, death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamities, famine, tribulation, and the scourge. Verse 10, these things are created for the wicked, and for their sakes came the flood. Back in the time of Noah. So, all of this is, it's all going to happen again, but it's going to be a time like never before. People are going to be seeing visions of horrible things, mass death, destruction, and they wake up, it'll just appear as just a dream, but, it was really a vision of what's to come, and they will not understand why. Okay, and the Lord said he will pour out his spirit among all flesh. In fact, let me get what was it, Nahum? Oh. All right, this is the book of, let me see. Yes. Slovakia. Nahum, there we go. Nahum chapter 3 verse 1, it says, "Woe unto the bloody city, it is full of lies and robbery, the prey departeth not." And that bloody city is talking about here, America, aka Babylon, full of lies and robbery. Because after all, what was this land, how did this land come to be? Through the act of rape, robbery, murder, enslavement, indoctrination. Verse 2, the noise of a whip and the noise of the rattling of the wheels and the prancing horses and the jumping chariots, and of the jumping chariots. Okay. The horseman lifteth up both the bright sword and the glittering spear, and there is a multitude of slain and the great number of carcasses. There is none end of their corpses, they stumble upon their corpses. Verse 4, because the multitude of whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts, that selleth nations through her whoredoms, and families through her witchcrafts. Verse 5, behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness and the kingdoms thy shame. So Yahweh Shem Yahshai is going to use his prophets to expose this nation and its inner workings, in which he's done right now. And it says, verse 6, and I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and will set thee as a gazing stock. And it shall come to pass that all they that look upon thee shall flee from thee, and say, Nineveh is laid waste. Who will bemoan her? Whence shall I seek comforters for thee? And Nineveh was a capital city of the Assyrian Empire. Okay? And you could spiritually compare America to Nineveh right now. Because just like every city that had every great city that had a time to rule, Nineveh of the Assyrian Empire, Babylon, Egypt, Rome, they're all, Sodom and Gomorrah, they're all likened to Babylon here in America. Why? Because America is spiritually all those things put together. A nasty amalgamation, a combination, a mixture. Okay? And you can see that, and it's perfectly clear that America is all of that put together with what's going on. Being subject to payments, being tributaries to our oppressors. And the whole thing with the Rainbow Crew and their filth, Sodom and Gomorrah. Babylon having the greatest power and riches and wealth and resources that everyone marvels after. And how is this Rome all over again? Look at the laws. And of course, the pagan holidays. It's all in history. You could look it up and you could see clearly that this place is Egypt, Sodom and Gomorrah, Rome, and Babylon. It is all those put together. And this place, man, this place is not meant for us here. Okay? And then that's all I got. Like I said, I hope that this lesson was edifying unto the body, and to those that are new coming and listening, learn with all sincerity. And remember, the law here is slack, okay? These people have no respect for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, nor his word, okay? None whatsoever. In fact, wait. Yeah, Romans, let me go back and get Romans 3, Salakia. Romans chapter 3, verse 18. And it says, there is no fear of the Most High before their eyes. Okay? There is no fear for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai in this land. None. So, you know, that's why Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is going to deal harshly with this land. You know, Lord willing that we are of the elect and that we make it on the first go around. Okay? I'd like to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Rakakwadash. All right, double honors and respect to the elders and to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessing to all Akim that are preaching and teaching this word with 100% truth and sincerity, and unto the men, women, and children that are listening and learning, and unto the Bayat Dawada, the elect house of David that is scattered abroad. I give you my utmost and sincere salutations, okay? See you in the next lesson, Lord willing. Kwam Yasharala, wa abavabal, shalom, barakatam.